Good evening. Welcome to the Gransberry Chronicles Weekly Pick'em. It's week 11. That's right. I don't know who's making all that noise, but I hope you cheering with us at home or listening to us on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you for being here. That was probably Brandon because it's week 11. He's always trying to get back in the race because he remains in last place. But guess what, B Pat? You took two steps forward, but one step back. That's right. Two steps forward, but one step back. Okay, remember, I'm not a singer, but I always
You
find
keep
something
trying.
to. I keep trying. But
Keep
don't
trying.
worry, I'm going to keep my day job. I'm gonna keep my day job. So as always, I got B Pat on my left, and I have D Jones on my right. And so we can keep it going because the drafts tonight. I know some of you like basketball, some like it more than football. So we're gonna get these other games out the way and then head right on into the ones we want to talk about. So D Jones, take it for me and tell us about those games that we need to get out the way.
All right, this week's get them out the way games. We got some different picks this week. So we got Cincinnati playing Washington. I'm going solo with Washington. You guys both took Cincinnati. We got Pittsburgh over Jacksonville. Of course, we are around with Pittsburgh there. We got Philadelphia and Cleveland. I'm going solo again. I'm picking the Browns to beat Philadelphia. We got Detroit at Carolina. B Pat picking solo with Detroit. We got the Jets and the Chargers. We all kind of flip the coin on this one, and we're going with the Chargers. And then we got Miami at Denver, and we are riding that Tua wave, and we're gonna pick Miami. That's all to get them out the way. Back to you, T Bear.
Now I know you said that we riding a tour wave. I don't know if I'm truly riding a wave or if I'm just the game presents
This
that
week.
that's just who we had to pick.
This week we riding the
Yeah,
wave. This week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am the wave, so I don't. Yeah, but what anyway? So first game up. Here we go. Atlanta versus New Orleans. Why are we talking about this game? What's the reason? D Jones, you tell me why we even talking about this game.
Well, I guess mainly because it's a division game. I like New Orleans for the fact that they down south, round the corner, neighbor, family, all that good stuff. I expect this game to be pretty close, being that Breeze is out. I think Atlanta will be able to score on the defense, but I think that Peyton will have Winston ready enough to be able to make this a pretty competitive game. And I'm going to go. I just don't trust Atlanta's defense, me personally, on this pick. And I'm going to go with New Orleans to take out Atlanta. What
Okay, well,
about you,
thanks for
Coach?
all that.
You only all that. What about you,
No.
Coach? We're gonna bypass.
Yeah. Since the coaching change for Atlanta, I was going well, I ride the Morris wave at the beginning, but I'm going to go with New Orleans. This one, their defense is going to pull this one out. Like D. Jones said, Jameis is going to be a little bit more prepared, and maybe he'll get a couple of those W's that he's been, eating up while Drew Brees is recovering from the fractured ribs and the punctured lung. So
Okay.
I'm,
All that to say you're going with New Orleans.
I
And
say New
Derek, all that
Orleans.
background, right. And you're not riding the wave. You might have been flying on the bird or something with Atlanta. But riding the wave was because it's Miami. You gotta and a dolphin. Like you gotta stay connected. See, that's why you're in last place. Cause you just be all over the place.
Ain't no
I
waves
was
in Atlanta.
connected. I stayed with it. I had to give Atlanta
He
some
said
props.
ride the wave. I'm like, no, we didn't just make up a phrase to say. Okay, D Jones, tell me, what's my next game? Because I'm
Well, who
I'm
you
lost
pick?
now.
You got to put a pick in
Shoot.
first. Who you pick?
I'm with New Orleans. I don't even know why we had this long discussion. Like, there's nothing to talk about in Atlanta unless we're talking about hot Atlanta, where you want to eat, where you want to party. But since it's COVID, I don't even know why we were talking about them.
I did.
So I'm on to the home team is.
Yeah, that's the next.
Yeah, I mean, from beat. I, mm, this is I'm
It's
at a
hard.
loss for words. It's hard. It's
You got a weak
like
signal. Or what?
That was not an internet breakdown. That was literally a live reaction to, I'm so distraught of having to say that I'm going to pick a different team other than my team.
What?
That I'm struggling to even get it out. So until I can get myself together, Big Pat, who you going with?
New England. I'm going New England against the Texans. Cam got a W. Like I told y'all, it was going to happen against Baltimore, and it's going to be 2 in a row until the Texans show something totally different. You know, last week was a terrible offensive play calling aspect. They were scared of the wind. I'm just going to go ahead and go with New England in this one. Cam is going to pull this one out. D. Jones?
Well, if we was playing Jacksonville again, I definitely would pick the Texans to win. But yeah, until I see something different, man, I can't pick them to win. I'm still going to be rooting on Sundays. I really think they can win this game. I think they probably will win this game. But for the official pick, I'm going to pick the Patriots just because we can't stop the run. And everybody in New England, Belichick and staff know we can't stop the run. So they're going to probably try to force feed it down our throats with Cam and those other boys. So I think it'll be a close game. I think Houston can win this game, but I'm picking New England.
Okay, so I'm picking New England. I don't want to talk about it. So we're moving on to Tennessee and Baltimore.
You'll probably change before Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Privately. So
privately.
So D. Jones, tell me who you got. Tennessee versus Baltimore.
Tennessee versus Baltimore. Man, I was surprised at the spread on this game. Baltimore is favored by 6.5.
Wow.
So if you like to play, this might be one to look at. I definitely think Tennessee will cover the spread. I don't think it's going to be that big of a margin as far as the game, but I do pick Baltimore to win this game. I think they'll bounce back. The weather was horrible in New England. They couldn't get anything going. I think it'll be a close game. Tennessee's defense has been struggling lately, so I think this might be, as coaches say, some feel-good medicine for Baltimore. They're getting their running backs healthy again. Ingram was back out there last week, so they'll get those boys, that three-headed monster, going, and I think Baltimore will take it. What you say, Coach?
Going with Baltimore with this one. I was kind of disappointed in Tennessee last week in their run game and pass game. I just think Baltimore is just going to be able to start up their run game once again. Like you said, Ingram's back. Lamar probably won't have to pass as much as he tried against New England. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Baltimore this one.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward Baltimore, but slightly for a different reason. I mean, I guess somewhat for the bounce back, but also I guess more so like Coach Pat said then. I don't think he's going to be passing that much. I think they try to stick to their game. I think they try to out game plan Belichick. Like Belichick would expect them to use his legs more, and so they tried to switch it up, and it kind of didn't go the way they wanted it to. And so they're going to get back to remembering who the Ravens are and what they were being recognized for and stick to that. I mean, it's like, why try to fix something that's not broke? So I'm going with the Ravens on this one. So the next game up is, D-Town versus Minnesota. This one's a toss-up for me, just in the fact that, I don't know when Cousins want to play, but they on a roll. They in a rhythm. So for that, this week is easier to say Minnesota. I think last time we just took Minnesota for the less of the two evils, but this time I think that I'm going to go strongly with Minnesota. B-Pat?
Minnesota. Stop Cook. You can't stop him. And Dallas can't stop a nosebleed. So I'm going with Kubiak's going to force feed it as an OC. Cook. Go ahead, D. Jones.
Yeah, I don't think Cousins got anything to do with this game except for just don't mess it up. Just like I said about Houston, if they get Jacksonville every week, then with Dallas, I'll say, did they get a new quarterback? Did Dak come back?
No.
Okay, Minnesota.
Okay. Well, D Jones, the next one up is, a division rival that's kind of leading the division right now. It's not kind of, they are, but they're playing your other team, which you so nicely wore their hat today. So I would love to know, D Jones, who are you picking between Green Bay and Indianapolis?
Oh, this is easy. Colts favored by 2. Again, if you like to play with your money, don't play with your rent money. This is another one. Green Bay is definitely gonna cover that because they're gonna win outright. So Green Bay, not too much to say about it, but Green Bay.
You can win outright with 1 point and not cover the spread. So basically,
No.
you're saying they gonna win?
Yeah, they're gonna win.
And they're gonna cover the spread.
They got to. Yeah, they're gonna cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, because you determined they gonna win. I'm agreeing, really, honestly. I'm messing with you because I want to see what Coach Pat gonna say. Because
This is not gonna be a field goal game.
Oh, so. Okay. That's what I was. Okay. So that's what I really want to hear.
Yeah.
So Coach Pat,
I'm definitely not using the field goal game in this one. Green Bay's gonna pull this one out by a touchdown or more. Jones is starting to catch a rhythm, and I just don't think Indy can beat Green Bay. Simple.
Okay. Well, headed on west, we got a division rival matchup, KC versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, I would love to be at that game, but it's not going to happen. So we know how the last round went, and now the Raiders are at home. Who has the momentum, D. Jones?
Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a pretty good game. I wanted to nominate it for Game of the Week, but Kansas City favored by 7. We saw what happened in Kansas City. The Raiders were not intimidated by them at all. So I expect them to fight, but I also expect Kansas City to come back and remember what happened a couple of weeks ago. And I think Kansas City going to take this. What you think about it, Coach?
Word came out today that the whole Raiders starting defense is out on COVID. So they had the COVID list. I mean, they can come back. They can change the day, the game day, or whatever. It can bring back the whole defense. They can bring back Ronnie Lott. I still don't think Kansas City is going to lose this game. I mean, I don't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row to Las Vegas. They're going to want that ultimate revenge game back from that. And Patrick Mahomes just doesn't seem like the type he'll forget. They want it's division game, and Gruden and them are going to be ready, try to talk a hype up game. And Derek, I keep calling him David, but Derek Carr is, he's been talking a little bit. So I'm going with Kansas City in this one. And I don't even think it's going to be close. 2 touchdowns.
Wow, he's 2.
Like that 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Okay, yeah. I am going to do the same. I'm going to take KC in this one. I would because of COVID. Maybe if COVID wasn't involved, I would have a different pick. Do they even know if they're going to have a game? I don't know.
They haven't made that. They haven't made that decision.
Made that call.
It's probably a similar situation with the offensive line. So remember a couple of weeks ago, they was sent home because somebody was around somebody, but as long as they test positive, they okay.
Right.
So it's probably a similar type deal.
It's probably a similar issue. Okay. Well, D Jones, we're gonna take it on over to the Rams versus Tampa. So the Rams put a good little lead on Seattle last week. And now we're looking at them leading the division. Is that right? Are they leading it, or is Arizona leading?
I think Arizona and
Arizona
Seattle are both up top.
It's a 3-way
They both
tie.
6 and 3.
Yeah, but Seattle's not going to get the tie because they lost to
Right.
both teams.
Right.
So
Correct.
it's either Arizona or the Rams. I just can't remember which one is in first place. I know they all have the same record, but I already knew it wasn't Seattle. So I think this game is real important for them. They got a long way to travel. I'm not too sure about it. You know how I feel about golf. So I'm gonna give it to Brady. D Jones.
Yeah, and I just looked it up for you. Arizona is at the top.
Okay.
Arizona, the Rams, then Seattle, but all of them are 6-3. So with that, I think Tampa Bay got a good rhythm going in the
And they at
second
home.
half. They got a good rhythm going in the second half against Carolina, and they're at home, like you said. So um, I'm going with Tom Terrific here. Tampa Bay's favored by 3.5. This could be a field goal game. I don't know. We'll see what Coach say about it. But I think it's going to be pretty close. But I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay came back with a vengeance from that horrible performance against New Orleans. I'm gonna go with a field goal game on this one with D Jones. I mean, the Rams defense has been playing very, very well, and Golf has
Okay.
been able to get something here and there. I don't trust Golf either, so I'm going ahead and go with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't hear about T's love for golf today. But okay.
I mean, it's just so annoying to keep bringing up. I don't think the fans really want to hear me talk about.
Yeah, I didn't want to get you going. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't get going. I'm gonna do what's right, and I'm gonna move on to game of the week, which is Arizona versus Seattle. And I'm sure all of you are more enthused about this matchup. I think it's perfect timing with them having a record three-way tie, even though Arizona is leading the tie. Again, the winner of this game will have the clear, up a better. Well, I guess Arizona would have the clear up. If Seattle wins, they could still find themselves
Yeah.
in a tie if
The
the
Rams
Rams
win.
somehow pull out that win, then they would bump Seattle again. So Seattle is the one that needs this game more than anybody else. I think last week our game of the week delivered. It was what we anticipate. Not we didn't expect it to end that way, but we definitely anticipated a great game. Hey, and down to photo finish of a play,
Mhm.
we almost had that pick, didn't we, D? We almost
Almost.
had it, almost,
Almost.
but almost only counts in horseshoes. So with this matchup, I think with Seattle knowing they need the game, they already on their backup center, and I think the backup center is now out too, right? B
Right.
Pat. I'm really concerned about that because it's already, I don't know if it's rushing to throw the ball, if it's the line. I don't know what's making, Russ be so careless with the ball. So I'm a little concerned and the momentum that Arizona has, but Seattle's at home. So I'm going to give Russ this chance at home to redeem, especially if he might get back his running game. And I still think Hyde gonna be ready. I think Hyde been wanting to really get that lead, and he may be ready to just go for it. He the perfect kind of back that even if you don't have a perfect line, hence when he was in Houston, that you can still get those yards. So D Jones, what's your take?
Yeah, on this one, I was actually kind of surprised a little bit to see Seattle was favored by 3. But because I feel like Arizona's been kind of getting, I hate to say it, lucky. Um, I mean, that was a great catch by Hop last week, but and an even better throw by Murray. But it was a Hail Mary, right? So, that's the chances of that happening for the win is slim to none. But they made it happen. I think Seattle comes back this week and get back to what they do well. They've been struggling the last couple of weeks, just finding consistency in their game. You make a good point, Gransberry, talking about the running game. I think the running game for them just gives them better balance and opens up their passing game. So I look to see Russ and Metcalf and them boys have a good week this week. And I'm going with Seattle. What you say, B?
I think Seattle's going to come out a little bit more focused in the last 2 weeks. Normally they're not used to losing two weeks in a row like this. Um, like we said, the Cardinals are actually pretty lucky from the last week, against the Bills and that Hail Mary. It was a great catch. Even better, like you said, even better throw from Murray. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with Seattle on this one. I don't see Seattle losing 3 in a row. I just don't see that. They're at home. They're going to be focused. The line is going to be makeshift, but Seattle's done it before. So I'm going to go
Yeah,
ahead and go with Seattle.
they line has been makeshift. So
And yes,
yeah,
always makeshift. Russ is going to be, Russ is going to do Russ, and Murray's going to do Murray. Seattle's going to pull this one out. I just don't see Russ throwing interceptions left and right like he did against the Cardinals last time out.
So I actually also like this game of the week because, interestingly enough, as a side note, as a fan, I actually enjoyed both road trips to Arizona and Seattle. So, of course, D. Jones, you had the pleasure of going to Seattle. We
mm,
went to the same game, actually,
mm,
Watson's game. And that game was actually game of the year, uh, voted by the league as game of the year. But Arizona has some
right.
really good brunch spots in Scottsdale that I thoroughly enjoyed. And surprisingly enough, it's not like your party city, but it's really like it's a nice, serene city. And then you get to enjoy football. And then Seattle is just like that energy. I think they are the players that I think are most suffering from missing their fans
Right.
because they have an amazing atmosphere. Like KC is known for being loud, but Seattle is it's a complete atmosphere. Their
Mm,
fans are completely engaged for every single down on defense. And they really rock that stadium to
mm-hmm.
support the team. It's not just the Nest. It's everybody on their
Yes.
feet giving it every single second. And that is something to admire after being at every NFL stadium but one to this point, watching a game live. I can say that they are unmatched as a fan atmosphere, and I commend anyone if you're or I give you a recommendation. If you looking to go to an exciting atmosphere, Seattle is it. I have known people to travel to Seattle to see a game that has nothing to do with their team because they just want to be in that atmosphere. And I
Right.
agree. It is really that type of atmosphere. And then it's a bonus if it's your team. So for that, since we don't really have the fan thing going on, I just want to give the fans some insight and then some exciting fan news for next week. We're going to have a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan because next week is our Thanksgiving games. And on Thanksgiving, of course, our team is playing the Texans, and I'm going to relive what happened 8 years ago on Thanksgiving in Detroit. I'm sure the Detroit fans do not want that to happen. It can't happen again this time anyway, because now they review it differently, so they would be okay. But also, we're going to also have a young Texans fan who is a diehard fan. He's 13. He's going to tell us all about his love for the team. And so we're just pretty much going to have a fan week. And Marcus is actually launching his podcast next week. So he's going to tell us all about his new podcast and his book that he wrote on scouting. He enjoys being a fan scout. So that should be pretty interesting to learn about. So before we get ready for Turkey Day, we're gonna make sure you guys join us live next week as we have two special guests and some giveaways again. And shout out to Mr. Gentry, your book is on the way, and I will be giving away some more shirts. And everybody, DB, tell the people where they can find you.
All right, you can find me D Jones 9804 on Instagram and that boy D Jones on Twitter.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Coach B Pat.
Two steps back. And you can always find the Grassberry
Wow.
anywhere you want to.
I
It's
wish you
That's
was
right. That's right. The Grassberries on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I keep it simple. I keep it straightforward. 3 the hard way because we all know B Pat is in last place. And when we see you next week, he will still be in last place. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee.
I changed my picks publicly though.
So,
Yeah.
and I came for you publicly and privately.
Hey,
There's no
hey.
rule. And guess what? That's
Hey.
right. I did have one pick I wanted to change. Let me scroll. Hold on.
Lord.
Hold
Oh,
on.
here we go.
Oh Lord.
It's the
Philly, it's the Philly game. Who's Philly playing?
Philly playing Cleveland.
And who picked Cleveland?
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, you
Yeah.
picked for your brother? Or you just think Baker gonna bounce back? Who at home?
I picked for the running game. I mean,
Who is at home? That's what I want to know.
Cleveland at home. Cleveland favored by 3 at home. Flip, flop, flip.
Yep.
Flop,
I'm a flip flop.
flip,
I'm going
flop.
with you, D. I'm going with you, D. I'm going with you.
So
We
that
gonna
makes you solo, B Pat.
Hey,
You
I don't have
solo.
no problem, so I take my chances.
Now you got
You don't
problems.
you got problems. You got real problems.
Now you got problems.
You got problems. So I need you to stop acting like you don't have problems. Yeah, and you know, it's a lot of chances. Some people out here with 18-year payments worth of chances. So you keep on taking chances and see how that work out for you. So go ahead. You
Go
bet.
Eagles. Go Eagles.
I think it's fly, Eagles, fly.
Right. I mean,
Fly, Eagles, fly.
yeah, I think you need to stop. You
Yeah.
just
You just jinxed it. All,
you
any
just
Eagle
killed
fans, he just killed y'all
right,
vibe.
like all of it. And now they like, don't pick us. Stay away from our team. We got enough problems as it is. We don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Next, you're gonna be acting like Rocky up the steps or something. I don't know, but. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that joined us live. And if you are watching this at any time, I still want to say thank you. Thank you for checking us out. We'll be back next week for week 12. And as always, catch you next time. You are a loser.
Oh, wow.